Genius and Redfin. But Jesse and Katie have agreed to pull together their best practices and have been working on this presentation for a while, and I'm going to shut up and just let you guys take over. So welcome and thank you very much. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you. Pull up my screen. You guys see this okay now?
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for that. Welcome to our chat. This is one that we've been calling internally Online Tools, Offline Conversions, How Policy Genius and Redfin Found Success. Many of us attending the summit this week are familiar with how digital and offline experiences can blend together, whether that's in retail, insurance shopping, home buying, or something else. But today we're going to talk to you about how our brands are approaching this online to offline model and using email marketing to drive our success.
We're going to quickly introduce ourselves and our companies to give you a little context. We're each going to walk through a case study from our respective companies. And finally, we'll share some of the key takeaways that Jessica and I have found of how we use email to blend our online and offline experiences.
So first, hello, I'm Jessica Owen, and I head up CRM marketing at Policy Genius, a New York City-based startup. Policy Genius is America's leading insurance marketplace. We help our customers compare and buy insurance policies online and have an expert staff of agents and case managers on hand to help guide these customers from start to finish through the application process.
My name is Katie Raynolds. I'm a channel manager at Redfin, a technology-powered real estate brokerage that helps people buy and sell homes. We have real estate agents today in over 80 US markets, as well as Canada.
And so some of you might be wondering, well, what are Katie and I doing here together? No, we're not part of the same company or even the same portfolio of companies. We actually met at an email conference last year and realized, even though we work in different industries, the ways in which we approach our marketing and the problems we have to solve for our customers are extremely similar.
Both of our products are big decisions for our customers, from real estate to insurance. And these decisions come with a lot of research, comparing options, and pretty long buying cycles. Customers don't buy insurance or houses every week, so we're also each managing long-term relationships with our users who may only use our services once every few years. We also realized both of our industries require licensed agents, which means to become customers of Policy Genius or of Redfin, our users have to move from using our websites or reading our emails to dealing with an agent in person. Since learning about how our businesses were similar, Jessica and I have actually had our teams meet to share best practices and some email learnings. And so we thought it would be great to share some of those takeaways with all of you today.
And so now we're going to run through case studies from both Policy Genius and Redfin to show you some of the wins and learnings we've had in moving our online experiences to offline actions. First, I want to tell you about how we implemented new technology and messaging to maximize efficiencies for both our customers and our staff at a key moment in one of our life insurance shopping journeys. For some background, one of our core insurance marketplaces at Policy Genius is life insurance. And a required step for many life insurance applications is a free in-home or in-office medical exam. Previously, the management of these appointments, including scheduling, reminding, and preparing customers for everything included, fell on the shoulders of our internal case management team. As you can imagine, this was a pretty time-intensive way to engage with each and every customer that needs one of these required medical exams. And so, our team at Policy Genius approached this area of the business with a question. How can we ensure that our customers attend these exams on time and are adequately prepared for what's included, while also reducing manual overhead for our team? Where we landed was to automate key digital reminders to our customers before their medical exams. We introduced a series of emails with details about their appointments, along with complimentary SMS campaigns, to ensure that we were booking time on our customers' busy schedules to get ahead of this key offline step. Then, we added reminder messages over both email and SMS the day before their exams to ensure that our customers would still be available for the appointment and prepare them for all they needed to do, like avoiding certain foods for a few hours before the appointment time. Then, if a customer needed to make any change to their appointment or had other questions, these responses were routed directly to their case manager for review so that they could connect with the humans behind the brand. This solution might sound simple in a recap, but it was a fundamental shift in both the processes and the technologies we used at Policy Genius to communicate with our customers at this funnel step. And it was a huge cross-functional effort between our CRM, product, engineering, and operations teams. Because we were able to automate these key reminders, we greatly reduced our internal team's time spent sending medical exam reminders. This freed up our team to focus on inquiries from customers in other areas and spend time assisting customers that may have had more complicated applications, like those with complex medical histories or more complex financial situations. In other words, we finally had an opportunity to retool our experience and strike a very smart balance between automating parts of our customer experience while also letting human experts do the important driving. In all, we saved our team more than 5,000 hours of time in just a few months after launching this automated email and SMS workflow. Plus, we gave our team visibility into how messages at this funnel step performed for the very first time. Previously, when reminders were sent manually, they were done through a system that didn't track things like opens or clicks. And so some of you might have caught on earlier when I mentioned that these medical exams were in home or in office. As you can imagine, in March, we saw a pretty dramatic shift in customers not wanting a stranger in their home for a medical exam due to concerns related to COVID-19. We knew it was important to make sure that our customers could still get life insurance coverage. So we adapted our email communications to reflect updates specific to COVID-19. In our automated medical exam reminder flows you saw on the previous slides, we directly called out that customers can still get coverage during the outbreak and gave details on how to reach our team with any questions. Then, throughout additional emails, we also added tips on how customers could get life insurance policies that didn't require a medical exam or opt for temporary coverage to hold them over until things may calm down. These adjustments helped our customers get the coverage they needed and kept them safe.
Now, I'm going to walk through a case study from our team at Redfin where things didn't go as smoothly as they did for Jessica. I'm going to talk about establishing agent expertise. When buying or selling a home, people want to work with real estate agents who know their neighborhoods well. You want an agent to sell your home who's already sold 5 other homes on your block this week for more than list price. So in email marketing, we wanted to find ways to demonstrate to homeowners we were emailing all the ways in which our agents know their local neighborhoods. One of the primary ways our agents today share their expertise is by interpreting the local market and what's going on and giving advice to their clients. Redfin has a lot of data, and our agents use local market statistics like number of homes sold or average sale price to give advice, offer insights, and guide people who need to buy or sell a home. So our email team wanted to highlight our agents' expertise, so we came up with the idea of sending small market updates to homeowners about their neighborhoods, sent from agents who worked in that area. The email campaign we designed gave homeowners an overview of how their market was doing with a few insights and a call to action from a local agent. The email resembled updates we knew agents were already sending to some of their customers, but we were so excited to automate this idea and scale it to a national level. Our email system dynamically filled in the data insights based on your neighborhood and gave insights based on whether or not that data was positive or negative. And it looked like all these insights were from an agent based on where the homeowners lived. And so it looked like the agent had actually sent this email themselves. Let me tell you, our team was so sure we had struck gold with this campaign idea. And by email standards alone, it worked. The emails got over 50% open rates, and we had a lot of user replies. But also, many of our agents were angry that we'd sent emails on their behalf that included market insights they wouldn't have sent to these customers. And after pressing send, we learned that some of the data that was automatically generated in our emails didn't make sense, and we were sending statistics that our agents would never share. And so naturally, we also had a lot of confused customers who were getting emails with bizarre data, sometimes from agents they already knew or had spoken with. I've sent tens of millions of emails in my marketing career so far, and I can tell you that this is the biggest mistake I've ever made. Our team assumed we could automate and therefore replicate the value of human insights, when it is our agents' insights and their experience, not necessarily our data, that makes Redfin so powerful. So after sending a lot of correction emails and apologies to our agents and to our customers, our team returned to the drawing board. We met with our operations team and we met with local agents to learn more about how they marketed themselves and what they needed help with from our team. We decided that instead of impersonating agents, we would amplify the good work they were already doing. We designed a new campaign sent to homeowners when one of our agents sold a home like theirs in the neighborhood. We highlighted how experienced these agents are in the neighborhood and encouraged our users to reach out. This email is still driven by data and it's still personalized for our users, but it's not trying to trick them, and we're not trying to do our agents' work for them. Instead, we found a scalable solution that establishes our agents as the true real estate experts, not our email team. And this worked. We generated a 21% increase in leads for our agents and a 55% increase in customers compared to what we were getting before. When we focused on amplifying the value of our company's offline elements, instead of trying to replace them, we got more homeowners to reach out to our agents to sell. Jessica and I have each learned a lot from our successes and clearly from our failures in trying to bring our online users offline. We're going to talk through some of the biggest takeaways we want to leave you with that we hope you can apply to your own business, no matter what it is.
First, it's important to know when to let humans do the driving. As you saw in both case studies, email is a critical way to get information to customers. But we both allowed for opportunities for them to engage with the humans behind the brand for expertise that automations can't always offer, especially when it comes to big considered purchases like insurance and home buying. For Policy Genius, this meant automating key messages that created lots of manual work for the experts in our in-house team and allowing them the flexibility to drive more complex applications or focus on trickier areas of our funnel. And for Redfin, mimicking agent expertise with an automated email template proved unfruitful, but showcasing the agents behind the brand worked wonders.
It's important that your users are hearing the same things from you online via email that they'll hear in person when they work with you. Your marketing team should regularly meet with other departments to ensure that the promises you're sending in email actually align with what the company is delivering. You can also set up quarterly or yearly audits of all of the company's external communication to users to learn if users are hearing the same thing from your marketing department that they're hearing from your operations department or from your product team. It was so eye-opening for our team to hear from and collaborate with other teams within Redfin as well as with our agents. And we've all learned from each other about the best ways to talk to customers and to make sure we're all on the same page.
And finally, consider cross-channel to maximize effectiveness beyond email. While email might be the central point of how you communicate with your customers, pairing it with nudges on SMS, push, direct mail, or other channels can help maximize the effectiveness and engagement of these campaigns. For example, in Policy Genius's automated medical exam reminders, we relied heavily on SMS as a core driver of success in this program because we knew it was a channel central to how our customers manage their day-to-day. So when we send an SMS to our customers the day before their exams to check in and make sure they can still make the appointment, it creates a very natural dialogue between the customer and our in-house team to troubleshoot questions or reschedule as necessary. That immediate feedback, paired with email for additional details not possible in a short text, made this program a winning combination for us. And with that, Katie and I would both like to thank you for joining us today.
Jessica, Katie, thank you so much. We do have a couple of questions. One, how did the technology play a role here? Was it driving you in positive or negative directions? Did it help or hinder the process?
I can speak for Redfin first. I can certainly say that I think when we first came around sometimes with campaign ideas and we have a lot of technology available, our first instinct was to do the coolest thing we could with all of the data and all the technology that we had. And clearly, it's really cool that we can dynamically produce all of the latest market data for your neighborhood, but just because we can doesn't mean we should. And so I think that once we have that data and that technology in order to do that, it was important for us to actually take a step back and say, regardless of the toys we have to play with, what is the message we actually want to send to these users, and what are the problems of theirs that we actually should solve? Now let's go back to our toy box and see what toys and tools work for solving that user problem. And we definitely did it the first way. We did it the wrong way first and then had to course correct.
On our side, I think we were coming from a point at which at Policy Genius, we were talking to customers before this funnel step of the medical exam early and often. We had enough data and technology to support the customer journey up to that point. But it was always kind of a question amongst our team of, wouldn't it be great if we could do the same with people when they get to that step too? And the reason that we weren't able to do that was because we didn't have the right technology in place to make it possible. And so the reason the example I walked us through was such a big cross-functional effort is we actually had to custom build a number of different things in order to make that possible. And what we found was the ripple effects of the investment we made in making this customer journey possible has had impact across our entire business. It's being leveraged by pretty much every team at Policy Genius now and had ripple effects that we couldn't have even dreamed of a year ago, which has been awesome.
So you've both found finding the balance and the combination between automation and hands-on human contact. How have you tweaked that along the way? Have the users been telling you and helping you make course adjustments there, so you're actually changing the balance a little bit?
I think we learn from our users when's the right time for them to be interacting with the human experts behind our brand as we go. And so different points in kind of this very long shopping process have differing levels of how much human engagement they want. So for example, at the very start of our funnel, people might just be browsing, wanting to get a sense of what's pricing in the market, but we try to introduce our human experts pretty early in that process to catch the people that are a little bit more confused or might need some extra hand-holding and put them on a slightly different path so they can interact with the experts behind the brand. But then when it comes to actually completing these offline actions like a medical exam or a phone call, that's when we kind of get a little bit more heavy in here are the people you're going to meet, or here's why you need to do this thing, so that it gets people familiar with moving from an online experience to an offline one.
One of the things that Redfin struggles with a lot is awareness of our agents. We have a really powerful search function. We have a great website and app that people love to use, but often people don't know that we are a brokerage. And so one of the biggest struggles for our company is, how do we tell you that we have agents who can help you more than what our online tools have? How do we tell you that without pushing an agent in your face or making it seem really salesy? And we have moved away from early in testing. We went really simple and we just said, here's an agent, don't you want to talk to them? And we saw via like open rates and click rates that people weren't engaging with that. But we started to use what I've coined internally and no one else uses as a Trojan horse strategy, where instead of just showing our agents, we actually have our agents provide some of that expert value and insight. And then what we're sending via email to our users and our readers are the insights that they want from agents, instead of just putting agents in front of their faces. One of the other things that we've done recently that we hadn't done for years within email is actually running qualitative user tests with our users and interviewing them and asking them what they want and what they would want to learn. And it was from some of those qualitative interviews that we learned that people want to know the insights. They want to know the real scoop from an insider. And so how do we bring that value to our users? And I think bringing that value through our agents shows people we have agents without it being an ad or salesy. And a lot of that came through from moving away, reading the open and click rates, but actually getting down on the ground and doing some qualitative research as well.
Well, thanks, ladies. This is a great way to end it, because I think one of the themes we've been seeing over the last couple of days is, as we get deeper into personalization, we're really finding that the automation only takes us so far, and that if you really want relationships with users, we sort of have to walk the walk of what a relationship means. And that means really talking to people and finding out why they're coming to us. Jess, Katie, thank you.